What is up, it girls? It's your favorite it girl, the one and only bad gal, Virtuous Not Vixen. Welcome to the channel, it girls. You know, we live in the club with my girls. We be vibing in the live with my it girls. We be vibing. And in today's video, it's a very important message because I want to talk about why men are just not the move right now. They're just not. And I know I have some it guys on this channel that watch and support and that learn a lot from me and learn how to master their, masculine and feminine. I wanted to really say master their feminine side by watching and by learning certain things that, us women teach just by the way we live and whatever. But, this channel is for you girls. God's favorite girls that are transitioning into virtuous women. I help y'all level up and step into a lifestyle of leisure, luxury, and simply building, legacy building based off of your purpose, your gifts, your skills, and your beauty is just a bonus. But it can also set, lots of things in the way, and not knowing how to balance yourself, balance life, and work things out for you, it can cost you. But in this video I want to talk about how men are not the move, at least for right now. Okay, if you're young and you have a lot of opportunity, time, and space, I'm saying that because if you're a bit younger than everyone around you, or you still have time. Maybe you're in your early 20s or your early 30s even, you know what I mean, so on and so forth. You still have time to make it right. And along the way, there will be men and women that try to come in your path and try to get in your way and try to throw you off, right? So I just want to talk about, at least for right now, when you're on your level up journey, I want you to focus on yourself, because men are just not the move right now, all right? This message is less about how men are evil and more about why it girls need to just focus on discernment, standards, financial independence, and basically just a season of choosing yourself before choosing a man. Right, so we're really gonna get into this message. Oh, thank you all so much. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that noti bell, and let's get into it. All right, so the core message about all of this is basically, if you're getting involved with a man that is costing you your peace, your money, your safety, your future, your identity, your confidence, your freedom, he is just not the move. All right, when you're a young, beautiful woman, you are multifaceted, you have lots of talents and skills, and there are people out there that want to work with you, want to build with you, so on and so forth, right? You have to basically take yourself off the market, even though you may still be on the market, because you already know how these guys can get. And when you really and truly look around and you see the mistakes of other people that may have been older than you, or, I'm just going to keep it so for real, women that had children and they're left being single mothers, things like that, you realize that's not your portion, and you pray that lifestyle never finds you. It's important to understand that even though I'm out here building my life, networking, so on and so forth, I still rather take the safe and the smarter route, right? So the goal isn't basically to convince women to hate men in this video, of course, disclaimer, because we love our men. But it's basically to teach women, to stop confusing access with love, lust with love, attention for commitment. The pick-me stuff gotta go. You get what I'm saying? Lust is not intimacy, so I don't want y'all mixing that up. And basically potential with proof, the future faking stuff, all that type of stuff. But we're really gonna get into these topics because we gotta keep it grown. And as I grow, y'all grow with me. And as this channel grows, we're gonna continue to get more deep into these conversations. So I wanna talk about pregnancy plots. All right, you gotta say no to the pregnancy plots. You have to know when a man is simply just trying to trap you. You have to know when, men are approaching you with the right intentions versus the wrong ones, all right? So you can't let a temporary connection basically create a permanent responsibility. There are men out here that want to humble you, want to sit you down in a corner somewhere, and they will bench you for 18 years and make that entire 18 years, a living hell for you, because they want to slow you down, because they know your potential and the things you're after, plus the way you may look and the way you speak or carry yourself is going to get you farther than he could ever imagine or comprehend or even digest. he's going to want to plot on your womb, all right? Pregnancy should never basically be used to secure a relationship. We kind of already know this, and it's like an epidemic right now where women just continue to forget this. You want to secure the ring, all right? If it's not anything of the sort, then just continue to focus on yourself, right? Because basically people are out here trapping people, and this goes both ways too. Women, I feel like women used to trap men way more, and sometimes women, they have like this pride and ego thing where they want to be the one, right? The main one in a man's life, but she knows he's out here doing all types of crazy things. They will try to prove their love or give basically the situationship a purpose by having those type of permanent responsibilities. And you gotta really ask yourself if this man is gonna be like a disappointment tomorrow, if he's gonna disappear tomorrow. You gotta ask yourself, like, would I still want the life I'm creating or have the life I'm creating if I let this person bench me, basically, right? So your woman is basically not a relationship strategy, and it's definitely not for sale. And as a real life girl, you gotta know that. You know, me personally, I wasn't born out of wedlock, so even just entertaining that type of lifestyle or mindset, much less conversation, would definitely not be beneficial for me. And my goal is to continue to keep the generational blessings, not bring generational curses in by, you know, letting one of these guys love bomb the fuck out of me, pardon my language, right? And trapping me and ruining the chance that I have. A lot of women say it doesn't lower your value, your standards, and you don't lose time or whatever, but you really and actually do, okay? I was even, you know, I'm always doing my research, reading my books and stuff, and you know, there's a fair share of people that believe that lowering your value as a woman, you know, comes with how many kids he's gonna try to put on you and things of that nature. But I mean, all of this is really and truly embarrassing when you're, like I said, not in a secure relationship. There's no real commitment. There's no real anything, basically. It's just a situationship that's kind of out of hand, and y'all are just rolling with the bunches. It girls are not caught up in these type of things. It's too time consuming. Too many things just are basically going on that are distracting you from your God-ordained purpose. All right? So I just want you to understand that basically you have to think about the next 5 to 10 years. You have to think long term, not just for one night. And you can't allow like the chemistry that you may feel sexually, or, you know, the intimacy or whatever. You can't let that override your addictive responsibilities, right? What's up, y'all, in the chat? Like, comment, and subscribe on your way in. I love to have you here. We are talking about why men are not the move right now. Now, you may even be with a man. You have to make sure, we're just gonna cut right to the chase, and we're not gonna do all this cliche BS. You gotta make sure he really and truly is there providing and protecting. These men will sit up around you until you are croaking on your last breath just to stare at you because you're beautiful. Like, what are they doing for you? It's just taking up space, bringing distractions, and they expect you to pop down your good body. They expect you to, you know, do all types of craziness with them, ride or die to the very end. And it's just really not worth it, you know what I mean? It really isn't, especially when you're a young lady that has a lot going on and you have many options in life. You have people trying to come and cut those options off by throwing themselves all up in your face, all in your way. And, you know, this also has to do with like people with a poverty mindset and stuff, because they see that you live an abundant lifestyle. They see that you have things going on. They see that you are able to create a life for yourself where basically you're gonna be financially free. Your skills are gonna pay the bills. You know, you're gonna make it happen for yourself. Not only that, you're gonna leave behind an inheritance for your children's children. And the difference with being like temporarily broke and having a poverty mindset, which a lot of these men suffer and struggle from because how they grew up or what they've seen in their family or the trauma they may have that they're running from, they're avoidant, you know what I mean? It can basically cause a lack of discipline and integrity. That's definitely what I want to say. You have to look out for the red flags, ladies. It's very important, okay? When they start resenting your success, when they start expecting you to finance his lifestyle, and it's not like he's building anything or has anything going on. He just sees that you are Miss Little, you know, Miss Big Money or whatever they want to say. or you got it like that, or you're popping, you know, and they want to try to flip the role on you, and you got to nip that in the butt right when that happens. And they want to say, oh, you're gonna get me this, or you're gonna do that for me, oh, I want you to buy this, and then you flip it right back on them, because then they're gonna start to get out of hand and think that they're going to position you in that role when that's the role they need to take on. There's something within them that they're lacking as to where they won't be able to like basically fill that gap, fill that void or whatever, right? So if they're basically constantly like asking you for money all the time, being threatened by your career or your status or your beauty even, because some of y'all be so beautiful out there, it's intimidating. You know what I'm saying? This is why men are not the move. This is why basically they will want access to your social media platforms. They will want access to your resources without contributing, without pouring into you, without sowing into you. That's why when you're young, beautiful, you have the gift of gab, you have all the gifts of the Holy Spirit, you have opportunity and talent and skill. You cannot let these people, this goes for men and women, but like I said, I'm speaking for my ladies right now. You cannot let anyone around you really that's not contributing. And it doesn't always have to be financially. It doesn't always have to be, you know, material gain and stuff. People need to contribute by speaking life, by supporting you, by believing in you. Thank you so much for the compliments, by the way. I love y'all. Hey. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know where you're from. All right, so basically when they start like calling your standards materialistic and saying how they're not materialistic and, you know, there's more to life than money, to a certain extent, yes, you're correct, but you basically have to end up realizing that these men are not the move because they want you to push a shopping cart boogie with them instead of helping you build the life that, you know, they're not like, instead of helping you build the life that is going to really benefit the both of you, that is going to basically set y'all up for life, give y'all the resources, opportunities, open doors that y'all need to take care of you long term, you start to realize like they actually don't like you. They actually hate and despise you. They actually envy you and they want the worst for you. What kind of intentions are the men in your life or around you bringing forth towards you? You know, all they have is endless excuses and no real plan. And that's why this video is talking about why men are not the move right now. Because listen, I love a man with a real strict plan, okay? He gotta be running a real strict program, because a lot of these men out here, you will realize their program just ain't strict enough. That's why they have all these third-party interferences. That's why basically you will realize he's connected to all types of people that you either aren't too fond of, or they're not fond of you, or just you don't even need to know them, but you know the things that you believe and they believe or what they stand for is just not aligning. What's up from India? Okay, love to India. Hey, how are you, it girl? Or a guy? I don't really know, because I don't have my glasses on to really see y'all little pictures, but like, comment, subscribe, what's up? So yeah, basically like it starts off by, you know, the love bombing, the oversharing, the over splurging, overspending, all these things, and then you end up in a tideless, loveless situationship. The word just vibing. The why do you need lashes? Why do you need this? Why do you need that? Why do you need, you know, let's see where this goes. I don't believe in a marriage. You understand me? I'm not ready for a relationship, you know, but I don't want anyone else having you. But they're out there putting themselves on the market. They're out there doing all types of things. And you're over here actually building, you know, legacy building and building a life that is going to be sufficient. And basically they're out here trying to ruin your reputation, play on your character, as if you don't have any common sense, as if that's a good look for you. You want to be a business mogul or whatever your case is, running brands and things of that nature. It's like, how are you going to do all that when your man is also a representation of you? Just as they want to say, you know what I mean, the woman a man has on his arm says everything same way for you. These men, they want to pick and choose and they want to go out in public and they want to validate, they want to have other men validate their level of stature because you're standing right beside them and you're an it girl, and it's your beauty that's doing it for them. It's your beauty that's bringing all the attention, the guys, the girls. That it's not worth it for you. You know what I mean? It's just like possessiveness without commitment is just not protection, and then you're left in a vulnerable, unsafe environment. And you have to understand, if a man really wants a relationship with you without the relationship like responsibilities, you're basically allowed to leave. And a lot of women stay because they're insecure. They may lack certain things. A lot of women, they don't know what they want. You know what I mean? They don't Hey, nice to meet you. Oh, Jesus loves y'all too. Thank y'all. Because you know the haters be out here acting like Jesus could never love an it girl like me. And I'm like, are y'all insane? Y'all know what God do for me? Man, oh man, they mad. But I say all that to say, yeah, you know, thank y'all. And if Jesus sent y'all over to this message, this word may be for you. Real quick message, okay? So I say all this to say that men are just not the move right now. Because I want y'all to read the title exactly how it's written. Men are not the move, ... right now. Because eventually when you get older and your life starts to come together and you start to build and you're more financially stable and, you know, things are going good and you may want to settle down for real or whatever, or, you know, you get older and you realize, hey, I don't want to die alone, you know, or hey, I want to have a couple mini-me's running around to extend my last name and, you know, things of that nature, right? It's best to do that when you already build some type of foundation for yourself, because there's a lot of relationship scams, marriage scams, insurance scams, and these things could be life or death, all right? So I'm here to encourage my it girlies out there to understand that romance can basically be exploited for financial purposes, further setting you back. You need all the finances you can get, what you work hard for, what you're building for yourself, to pour back into what you got going on, to invest in what you want to have going on or whatever, so that you can continue to build a stable foundation for yourself. But there are people that basically will come around, and these are some things you gotta watch for. You have to watch for being pressured into marriage quickly. The men that come around you, and the first thing they talk about is ready to have babies. They're ready for you to have their babies. They want you to give them 10 kids. They want you to, you're like, you don't even know my favorite color. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? That's funny. I really like when y'all comment and stuff, even if it doesn't make any sense, because I still get the traction and y'all still push my little channel and stuff into the algorithm, and you know, y'all make me laugh and stuff, so appreciate y'all for that. But yeah, basically you have to just be mindful of things. Some more things to watch for is like when they want to combine their finances, when they want to be all up on your platform. Say you got a successful business, say you're a content creator and you are actually one. Like, or say you have a little bakery business, but it's actually making a whole bunch of money a month. Like, that man would want to be all up in the back office with you, acting like he's running ish. When you put the blood, sweat, and the tears, the sleepless nights, everything else into that. This is what these men do. And they want several women around them, building up some type of empire, kingdom in their head that they can be the king of. And when they realize reality is going to slap them in their mouth with all that, that's when they start to pipe down, you know? So I need y'all to basically be mindful of when they like are requesting to be co-signers and guarantors. I know a lot of the girlies out there, we're getting cars, we're getting assets, we're getting houses, we're getting things of that nature, right? But you have to be smart. I mean, if you're like renting a place or whatever, then okay, cool. If he's paying for that, great. If you're buying a house, if he's buying you a house or whatever, it's like, don't be co-signing on that. I mean, you know, only like little things, temporary things that if anything happens and you need to do the running man, you can do that. You know, safely, no strings attached, no other ties, all those things. Hi, how are you doing? How's your day going so far? I'm blessed and highly favored. Thanks for asking. My day is amazing, so peaceful and relaxing, and I want to know how your day is. Let me know how y'all doing, chat. Let me know how y'all doing it, girls. But yeah, what else did I want to mention? Okay, requesting for identification, requesting for access to bank accounts, passwords, things of that nature. Like, we're in an era right now where you shouldn't even be with someone that you can't trust around, like kids, around, other women, men. You can't trust, them on their phones, on them apps. You have to be cautious. Sorry, I did bring my lipstick down here, so we're just gonna have to make it work. But things like that, pressuring basically you to take out life insurance. Those conversations are for times where like you're getting married or you are married. If there's health complications in the family, if there's financial issues, if there's large transactions, like those things, when y'all actually have some type of net worth, some type of value, some type of assets, that's when that's appropriate. Not 1 week into the first, not one day into the first week of knowing him, he's asking you about life insurance and do you have insurance? Like, he's plotting on you, ma'am. I've even, been through something like that before, where I made one of my exes a beneficiary, where I made a landlord a beneficiary, and they both tried to unalive me, set me up. You know what I mean? They really must have thought they were gonna get that money or something. So things like that, you have to just be cautious. This is years ago, by the way. Obviously, I learned my lesson. That's why I'm up here telling this to y'all, right? So it's like also, with these marriage scams and stuff, make sure, I don't care, make sure you sign that prenup. Make sure you get what you need to get. Make sure you secure what you need to secure, because the attempts to put assets in your name, debt, contracts, loans, businesses in your name, and all the love bombing that basically is followed by the financial dependency stemming into financial abuse, you know what I mean? It's just like, you kind of do need to be a bit cautious about those things, you know what I mean? When you're a beautiful woman, men will try to come and approach you based off of love, based off of, oh, you're beautiful, I want to be with you, all these things. And that's the red flag right there. What women don't realize is when men are starting to manipulate you and gaslight you and love bomb you, the first thing they're going to say is, oh, your hair looks so cute today. Oh, you're so cute. Look at your makeup. The little things that you think men aren't paying attention to, like your eyelashes, your nails, your little cute matching set outfit, they're going to use that to make you feel seen, to make you feel like, oh my God, he's paying attention to me. Oh my God, he noticed. Oh my God, how could he be so detailed with the way he describes me? I'm so in love. He adores me. I watched numerous podcasts and videos of, relationships, and it's just like whenever the man feels like he's in some hot water, here comes the compliment. Whenever a man feels like you're about to catch him slipping up, here comes the... And that's why when they really mess up, you're able to get a bag off of them or something, you know what I mean? But we're not going to get into all of that. I'm just going to keep it straightforward on the, subject, you know what I mean? But before you merge your life with someone, basically very important to understand that you're actually merging. That's why you got to do things the right way, because, actual marriage and stuff too, you are becoming one. And I need y'all to really just obtain like the financial literacy and advice that you need before you make drastic moves like that, you know what I mean? So I see how that's say as well, that like when you mistake lust for love, because this deserves a whole segment in itself, that's how you're able to fall into these traps. A man's approaching you, he's always over-sexualizing you. I'm gonna just be so transparent right now. As a black, beautiful queen, I'm always getting over-sexualized. Like, I could be in the grocery store. I could be watering the plants in the garden. Like, there's always gonna be, women do this to us too. You know what I mean? It's just funny. But they'll come around and they'll be like, oh, like, your body is so tea. And like, everyone's saying that and whatever. But I'm just saying that to keep it PG on this channel. But if you can get more indulged in the explicit side of things, if you get what I'm saying. Or they'll say little things that are just like, what made you feel so comfortable to just come out of nowhere and start saying all the things you're gonna like do to me and do things like that. They love bombing that way because they think that you're gonna fall in love with them when they're really just lusting over you. And the chemistry is basically based off the compatibility, and the sex is basically based off of intimacy, and the obsession is based off the devotion they're putting into you, and the jealousy is based off the level of admiration they have. You know what I mean? Things like that. So you gotta really sit up and ask yourself too, if you're in a relationship, like, if the sex disappeared from this relationship tomorrow, what would actually remain? And if the answer is basically nothing, then you know you're basically dealing with a lesser man who's trying to over-sexualize you, further trying to use that as a doorway in, basically, to your life, to start calling the shots, to start controlling you. And I want to just also touch on like the dangers of third parties, because this can also be life or death. This is another reason why men are not the move right now, because they never really and truly by themselves. The third party doesn't always have to be another woman. Sometimes it's another man. And I'm not saying that to, you know, bash the LGBTQ or whatever. I'm saying that to say sometimes these are gang members, gang affiliates, homeboys that, you know, they need one woman to basically level up off of, or they need a woman as the face of their whatever type of crimes they have going on in the background. You get what I'm saying? The dangers of third parties, first of all, it can destroy relationships, but they can already reveal as well what was unstable. When you start thinking about like friends who basically intentionally interfere, when you start analyzing like all the exes that didn't want to let you go, they refused to let you go, no matter the trauma, no matter how much they abused you, no matter how much you spoke up for yourself, the secret affairs, the family members who manipulated the relationships, those that were enablers as well, people who collect information about you, them flying monkeys, monitoring spirits, the proxy stalking even, yeah. We're gonna get when you're a real life it girl, I mean, you know what I mean, right? There'll also be friends like who encourage the reckless behavior. If you have someone whose friend group ain't best believe they ain't shit, and every time something happens, part of my language, they're gonna be reminding them to always go for the ain't option. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, this girl ain't need no drink. You guys are out at the party, but don't get that bunch of water. Don't get the. I seen a video like that, and it was just like 3 guys. They were sitting down talking about, oh, if you popped 10 bottles in a section, aren't the girls allowed to drink for free? Like we care or something. We're not alcoholics, but you know, I'm just saying this to say. One of the guys was like, oh, no, that she can go get her own drink. She can go pop her own bottles in her own section. It's just like. And then the 2 other guys are like, whoa, no, we want the girlies to come in and have a good time. What the things like that. Like those friends, when you realize the potential partner you're around or with, or you know, the partner you have, their friend group, their families like that, you better start to you better pack it up. You better get your ish together, because listen. And you know, the men that like triangulate women basically against one another because they want to feel like women are fighting over them, and like they're like, no. I almost said, I just want to say, no man and his private parts is that good. No man on earth is that good for you to be acting all like that. Once you start doing all of that, you're just not an it girl. I'm not discouraging people from fighting for their relationships either. I'm not discouraging people to, you know, try again and, you know, give someone another chance. Like, your relationship is your relationship. All I know is, as like me personally, as for me, that's just not the move. That is just not the move. I'm a real life big girl with several things going on for me. Businesses, opportunities, you know, lots of resources, lots of people around me that want to support me and that do support me, so on and so forth. It's just like, I could not make the wrong mistake by attaching to the wrong man. And even thinking like, okay, yeah, you can be engaged and then get married and all that. Like even then sometimes, you know, you can have the kids and be married and still that man can go cheat or he can still fumble the bag. But at least you have a safe net around you. At least you have an advantage. At least, you know, things maybe look a bit rougher, but it's like, I'm not getting indulged with a man with no contract and none of that. And it's not making any sense, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not even gonna focus on that stuff. And that's why I say men are not the move right now. Thank you so much. I appreciate your kind words, y'all. Y'all are so sweet. Always complimenting me. So I always want to say, like, a lot of girlies out here, you know, even though your little psychological games and tactics, and they do work, and you know, we have the peak power at the end of the day, but it's just like, men are hunters. I always say this, men are hunters, and once you start being hunted by a man, you're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like it. When it gets real animal kingdom like-ish out here, you're gonna think you're so strategic and so smart. You're just gonna realize that man let you do that. That man let you have that, okay? Unless you are smart enough to get away and be the one that got away in like perfect timing, and you don't look back and you don't make the same mistakes, then you can classify yourself as, you know, he wasn't able to hunt you successfully. But there are some women, like I say, they get hunted by the predatory types. And you have to really analyze this behavior, because it's a behavior. It's not like an appearance. They come in different shapes, sizes, and forms. You won't even know it sometimes, especially if the love bombing and the spending of that shmoney and whatever, the dates and all that is great. You get what I'm saying? But some predatory men who are like hunters, they deliberately look for vulnerable women. We already know this, right? But the potential warnings that I really need you as an it girl during your level up to understand why you just should rather not. Like, you rather not. Sometimes I be talking to guys, or like a man will come up to me and then I just hear what he has to say. I'm just like, I just rather not. Like, I just rather not get indulged with you. I just rather not get too deep in with you. I just rather not. Like, you have to really be able to understand that. You know what I mean? So people that move extremely fast, people that study your weaknesses, people that basically isolate you from support, try to attack your support system, people that basically shower you with attention before trust is earned, those people that sit up and say, you can trust me, why don't you trust me? You don't trust me. By now you should trust me. By now it's been 2 hours. I just met you on the... What's up with all of that? You know what I mean? They push the boundaries repeatedly. Like, I was even telling a man, I'm like, don't call me after 10. Calling me after 10, like, do you want to test my boundaries? Do you want to test my gangster? Do you want to see if I'm going to keep my word or whatever the case is? Because the most of what happened when you would get cut off. I almost said cut off and canceled. But seriously though, it's like you would tell them one thing and they want to do the complete other. They want to do the opposite. They want to see what you're going to do about it. Like, we don't have time for these men to be playing with us, and we're not going to be playing with them type of thing. You know what I mean? It's like, when they do that, they don't even understand. They just demonstrated how much they actually disrespected you, right? So that's why you just gotta cut that stuff off. They're gonna test what you tolerate. They become angry when you say no, when you have those boundaries. Like, I seen the change of behavior when I told this guy, don't call me after 10. Still call me after 10. But when he realized that I'm not answering after 10, because the malls are closed, the banks are closed, some restaurants are closed. If they're not, they're only gonna be open for a couple more hours. I'm not from America, but then again, I'm from North America. That makes sense. Canada, North America, whatever. All right, look in your old atlases and stuff. You'll see that, you know. But yeah. Then again, yeah, sometimes they need to get something off their mind, but go talk to God. Go talk to your therapist. Go talk to your mom. You living in your mama house. You living with your homeboys like it's a sorority frat house. Go talk to them. When I need to get my beauty sleep, when the 8 girls need to get our beauty sleep, we have to wake up all early morning. Early bird gets the worm. We don't have time for, and that's what I'm saying. You're sitting up there draining your energy to listen to people trauma dump on you, to listen to people, basically. I know when people talk to me, they get motivated. They just start feeling like they can do all types of monumental, right? That's the type of person you are when you come around. It's so funny. God told him to call you. Not every day, not every night. Not every night like that, girl. But that is so funny, Sela, because maybe I know that, but I don't think God will be telling you to call me at nighttime like this is some type of booty call. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, it girls. And even when they know you're an it girl, like I say, they want to bring you from it girl to do girl. They want to not call you in the day. They want to see if they can push the booty call hours. Get what I'm saying? It's a no. It's just a no. He should call God at that time if he needed to talk. The banks are closed. The mall is closed. You get what I'm saying? If I was older, had more than obviously what I have now, ready to settle down, ready to have kids, ready to do all that, that's a different story. Because now I'm opening up myself for, yes, marriage, yes, partnership, unions, all that stuff. But when you're young, that's not the move. Build your life, fix your credit, get your shit in order, get a car, get your license, get your passport, get your this, that's what I need the it girlies to understand. It's different now when a man comes around and he sees you're trying to get all that and do all that and contributes and supports. It's different when they just want to yap, talk, stare at you, they just want to be on the phone for hours staring at you. They just want to be on the phone for hours listening to you talk, listening to you breathe. I don't have time for that. Real life it girl-ish. And if you don't have time for that either, let me know. You know what I'm saying? It's important for you to really distinguish this type of behavior. The confidence, the masculinity, the wealth, the charisma, I almost said the charismatic traits. They don't automatically make someone predatory, right? But it's the instincts that certain people maneuver off of that make them hunters. It's the things that you got going on that they may be after that make them hunters. And it's the pattern of the behavior that makes the difference and that matters. That's why I always say pattern recognition is very important. You get what I'm saying? Extremely important. We're gonna go into these modern day witches and warlocks, basically. I'm almost done with this stream though, but I used to do modeling. I took a break because I understand the business way better now, and yeah. But eventually I'm gonna get back into that when I do. I'm just legacy building. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's not that you don't want to do things or you gave up or you stopped doing things. It's like you put it on pause, put it to the side. You know what I'm saying? So you can perfect other things, work on other things, right? And yeah, so I basically want to talk about when someone is presenting themselves to you as if, what do you do, brother? Okay, you see, good question before I get into this. But I'm gonna tie this into what I'm about to talk to. I'm going to talk about these modern witches, warlocks, and wizards, okay? When you say, what if your presence and your voice gives him peace? He's over here manipulating the outcome of things, using the elements, using his emotions, using whatever. Time, frequency, matter, and space. So you can sit down and bring your voice, your good looks, your energy, your presence, your aura to please him, to satisfy him. This is what I'm saying. This is why y'all be drained after, don't have the energy within y'all to go make something happen. This is why y'all don't have it in y'all to get up after you're done talking to these people or interacting with them and go make something shake, because you gave them all of that. Doing that for him does nothing for me. I even have to explain this to guys. Do you think I don't get approached by multitudes of men every day? I can't even, right now, it's just like I'm looking at the time. We're in 40 minutes almost, and I need to hurry up and get out of this office because I know there's a man about to come in here looking for me. So annoying, can't leave me alone, always yapping in my ears, always. Ew. But don't get me wrong, I love my man and whatever. I love the man out here, you know, I'm straight, all that stuff. It's just like, I'm busy building the dream life I deserve, where no man or woman can take that away, could tarnish that, could bring that down, could humble that, could ruin that, could steal, kill, destroy. Do you get what I'm saying? So that does something for him. It makes him satisfied. It pleases him. It fulfills him. I had to explain this to a man the other day who wanted to take me out on a date, and I say Michelin star only, first of all. If it's not in the Michelin star guidelines or has a review, Michelin star ratings, it's disrespectful to even try to bring me there. So he's over here talking about, oh, I just want to be around you, or I know you do. What does that do for me? I'm over here spending hours on my makeup, hair, outfit. I'm putting this ish on. I'm traveling. I'm doing all this stuff for you to what exactly? There's just nothing for me. But there's a difference when you're around the man that reciprocate, Mr. Pay for ish, Mr. You know what I mean? But this isn't about that. So I'm saying that to say, what if your presence and your voice gives him peace, does something for him? What if he's out here harvesting off of you? What if he's out here siphoning off of you? That's what I'm saying. When people need other things to fill the void, we can even speak about addictions and certain substance abuse and whatever. I'm not bashing them. I'm just saying when people need those things, for example, to fill the void, it's because they're lacking something within. So what is he lacking within where he feels as if he doesn't have any peace if I'm not around or if he's not hearing my voice? That's what I'm getting at, girls. What does it do for you? Me sitting up in another guy's face and not doing nothing. Me sitting up in their face when they're not doing nothing for me is not doing nothing for me. But I'm doing everything for them, coming through the way I'm coming through, speaking the way I'm speaking, looking the way I'm looking, holding them down, acting the way. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I want to say. Like these spiritual leaders and these men that basically are, you know, they're weird in a sense because, you know, I don't even really want to get too deep in this because I'm not here bashing anyone's beliefs or whatever. Y'all already know. I already know what 99.9 of y'all believe over here on this channel. But yeah, we're not making assumptions. It's pattern recognition. It's the behaviors. It's the things that people say as well. And always remember, I'm just touching briefly on the story. Y'all don't know the full story, the full half or whatever. And that was just an example I used. You get what I'm saying? But whether you're going through it or not, that doesn't mean, oh, I need to tie myself to this person because I'm going through it and they should feel liable to help me to this and that, to da-da-da-da. Even though we're kingdom steppers, we're God's girls, this is what we do. We fast, we intercede, we pray. You can tell when someone genuinely needs that versus when it's forced, when they want that so they can feel validated, so they can, you get what I'm saying, siphon off of you, basically. So that's what I'm kind of saying. That's why you need to have the insight, y'all. I guess some men be weird, but some don't. Yeah, some are weird and some don't. But that's what I'm saying. You do it for the men that aren't don't. You do it for the men that aren't weird. You do it for the men that do it for you. And you do it for the men that reciprocate, that sow into you, that pour into you, that speak life into you. You don't do it for the ones that just want to play in your face, waste your time. What you doing 10 times a day. Like you don't, that's what I'm saying. Men are not the moves right now because all a girl really needs around her is a couple of kings. Men that respect women, men that love women, men that love to see women elevate and enhance, men that love women head to toe and everything in between. Okay? You need some good men around you that are real protectors, real providers. You don't even have to be with them or sleep with them. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I have met several good men around me, and I still have a lot around me. I'm spoiled to the max, but I would definitely say God is the best one out of all of them, even though God is not a man, but you get what I'm saying? But yeah, the men that come around me, they know they have to take good care of me. They have to respect me. They can't be doing all that. They can't be violating. They already know to come with the money, the gifts. They know how to come with the, they know that they can't be around me, not doing nothing, not talk about nothing. Like, and most importantly, they know they can't do me like how they be doing them other girls out there. That part. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't choose to be in a relationship with any of them because I'm an it girl. Like I said, I understand I'm young, and any man would want to come and sit me down for 18 years and ruin my opportunities. Any man would love to humble me, bench me, claim me, do all these things, right? And it's like, you can't give them that power. That's when men feel like they've overcome you. That's when, when they get all in your womb and stuff, and they roll around on the match with you, that's when they feel like the job is done. That's when they want to overcome you and defeat you and bench you. And for me, it's not happening. And it's like, I have nothing against relationships. I know my time will come, and when I have kids, I'm going to have a whole lot. But right now I'm focused. I don't want to have a whole bunch of kids and they're all living in poverty. I don't want to have a whole bunch of kids and I'm a single mom. Like, that's not the move. So I hope y'all get what I'm saying when I say this, basically. But, saying all that to say, I want to lead into how, these like spiritual leaders that are gurus, and they demand obedience and respect from women, and they want you to be submissive and all these things. They really exploit vulnerable women. Faithful women, they're seen as meek and naive and humble, and these predatory men that are hunters, they want to come around and exploit you. They want to find your weaknesses and exploit that, right? Men who use fear, superstition or spiritual, basically intimidation, to control you, to make you feel like God won't love you, to make you feel like you can't get any better than this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you don't have the power for that. It's like, these are another way that men will try to trap you. This is why men are not the move right now. And a lot of them too, they're not even in tune with, they don't even know who they are, what they've got to do, what they got going on. And that's just a setup for you. You know what I mean? So yeah, I could pick up my phone right now and be in a relationship. I can pick up my phone right now and get married. And I mean married. I mean shut down the whole banquet hall, rent out the whole, you feel me, field, like acres of land, horses, carriage, helicopter, anything I want to do. That's the type of man I have around me. The thing is, am I doing that? No. Because that's just not the move right now. That's not the move. And I'm not here trying to speak for everyone, but I speak for the 8 girls. I speak on behalf of the 8 girls. And I'm just letting y'all know. Listen, I'm 25. Body's tea. Business is good. I'm financially stable and free. I can really do whatever I want right now. Like, ain't no man gonna come and regulate this program unless I say it's time to do that. Unless I say, okay, you know what? I've accomplished this. I ran up this much. I basically accomplished all the things I wanted to set out for myself. You know what I mean? Things of that nature. So basically, it's like the men that use religion and spirituality and occult imagery and, mysticism and all these things, as a mechanism for power, you know what I mean? But they really are disguised as people in your local community, and I'm going to broaden the spectrum right quick and basically say the costume can change, but the manipulation doesn't. These people are disguised. These predators and these warlocks and these wizards out here, they're disguised as gangsters, because the colleges and the frats and the street life, they're all tied in. The businessman, the preachers, the celebrities, the family man, the entrepreneur, the white collar man, the blue collar man, and the respectable professional. They're all, you know what I mean? People are so funny. But yeah, you get what I'm kind of saying, Discernment basically is like, you look at the fruit, but you're not gonna consume it. You're not gonna eat it unless you know it's not poisonous, type of thing, you know what I mean? The good guy disguise they put on, the suit and tie, the money, the business, the status, even the children. Sometimes men will prop up children in your face and try to act as if they're the family guy, the family man. If you are not living in a house with your baby mother and your kids. You failed as a man, and they know that. And it's like, why would I let you come around and, you know, be on your whatever what? You can say not all men though, but you test it out and come back and let me know how it went for you. That's all I want to say. I already know not all men. I don't have any of these crazy, creepy, weird men around me. Once I find out they're like that, first red flag, first sign, whatever it is, they're canceled and cut off. Literally. So that's what I need y'all to understand. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter if a man has a successful company, a successful and beautiful family, a polished reputation, expensive clothes, watches, cars, community connections. Like, they can still behave terribly in private. All right? These handlers, these pimps, these exploiters, I mean, they say things like, oh, you're so beautiful, you're so talented, I can make you famous, I can change your life, I can take you out the game. You mean like people who attempt to run from another person's body, labor, sexuality, relationships, or income, things that they can't control, basically. Like, these are the warning signs you need to analyze, you know what I mean? People that you want to say, you know, you need me to succeed, I'll open the doors for you, give me your money and I'll invest it, I'll manage it, you owe me because I helped you with your groceries, you know, this dumb stuff like that. You know, they want to control what you see, who you see, where you at, where you want to be. They're controlling your work, they're taking your earnings, and it's all because you're beautiful and you let them in. It's all because you took it too far to where, you know, you settled for dust. And now they think that you're a man, they can call the shots, they can tell you what to do and all these things, right? And it's just like, it's why they do these things. They really want to exploit you. They really want to be a modern day PIMP. A lot of men that get into relationships, that's the new way of getting it, because they know they can't outright come and say, hey girl, you want to sell your for me? So they'll just pretend to date you, take you on lots of shopping sprees, and then they're going to turn around. I remember learning this in school when I was in like grade freaking like, I think it was in like grade 8 or I was in grade 9 even. I was just fresh in high school and they did this in their class. And they're like the modern day PIMPINGing, you know, or whatever I just spelled. Excuse me. They'd be like, yeah, like you guys will pretend to date, start dating, he'll spend a lot of money, and then all of a sudden a crisis happens. Now he has no money. Now he needs it from you. Oh, what are you gonna do? You love him so much, he helped you with so much, he spoiled you, so now you feel like you gotta do it back, and you feel like you gotta work, and you feel like you gotta help out. That's human trafficking. And I don't know if I can even say that here, but I'm just, you know, leave it at that, right? Isolating you basically from independent opportunities that you can use to leverage, grow, build status, things of that nature, making you financially dependent on them. It's all a part of economic abuse, and this is basically a form of IPV, intimate partner violence. And the healthy partner basically doesn't need to own your opportunities to love you. They don't need to take your resources. They don't need to give you the low end of the stick or have you miss out or miss your mark to keep you around. So be careful, because there's a lot of pretenders out here, and some people truly don't want you. Maybe there's something they just like about you. They like how you look, they like how you act, they like how you smell, they like how, you know, your skin tone, your hairstyle this week, whatever. But they want your body, they want your money, they want your connections, your audience, they want your status, your housing. Because men realize that women really, we are it. We do everything that they do and more. But then again, it's like we are not equal, or we're equal in a certain way, because, you know, we're all human and stuff, but that's just about it. We're equal as in we have blood, we all have human body parts, we all breathe oxygen, things like that, but we're really not equal. These men want your labor, they want your blood, sweat, and tears. Your emotional support, your image, your resources. You gotta ask yourself, if I had nothing to offer this person, not even the looks, Well, how would they treat me, basically? Would they still treat me with dignity? And that question can reveal a lot in girls. So it's very important. Possessive men do this the most, especially, and it can at first feel inviting and flattering. Oh my gosh, that he doesn't want anyone to have me. Oh my gosh, he's so protective over me. Clock it. But there's a major difference between healthy relationships and commitment and control. You have to be watchful for monitoring your phone, demanding your passwords, controlling your clothes, what you wear, where you go, controlling your friendships or your relationships with your family members, even tracking your location without consent, interrogating, basically you about everyone you speak to, or interrogating everyone about you, restricting your work, restricting your reach, your resources, threatening the people around you, and treating you like property. This is why men don't have to move right now. Especially as a young girl, a lot of younger ladies are after older men too, and that can be fun and cool sometimes, but then again, it can't be. Because they look at you like, oh, you're just young and dumb, and you need a couple lessons in life, and I'm gonna teach you. You know what I mean? You can't let that be an excuse for why this stuff is okay. You can't be an excuse for why this is basically the reason you're missing your mark. These men are narcissistic, and their manipulative patterns are just sickening. Honestly, the love bombing, the devaluation, the gaslighting, the blame shifting, the silent treatment used as punishment, the constant victimhood. When a man is seeking sympathy, but never apologizing, never taking accountability, destroying your confidence though, and then becoming the person that you basically depend on for validation, for resources, for a meal even. It gets that serious, But if someone has to break you and your self-esteem to maintain access to you, then that's not love, that's control. Wake up and smell the roses, girls. So I'm saying, I just rather not. Like I said earlier, I just rather not. And I just need y'all to question yourself too and just be like, because is the financial abuse worth it? Is the cheating worth it? Is the gifts worth it? Is the mental stress and affliction worth it? Is the time worth it? There's certain things in life that are seriously worth it, that you can give your all to. And there's just some things that don't even don't even deserve half of that. And then some of it, none at all, basically, So financial abuse looks like taking your money, preventing you from working, basically. Controlling your, inflow and outflow of money. Get what I'm saying? Accumulating debt in your name, using your credit for things. It can even look like using your car, using your house. Very important. Making you financially dependent on them as they strip you of everything. Sabotaging your career or your reputation. Making you feel like you have nowhere else to go. No one else to call on, right? No one else to support you. No one else who understands or sees what you're going through. Threatening you with homelessness, even if you're in a situation where you're living with them. Which I'm not living with no man that has not put no ring on my finger. And even then, I still think I wouldn't even live with a man. I think I need my own house. Because a man all in my space, all in my face for too long, it's a me thing though. As I master myself, I realize that, I just can't, I'd rather not. Or if we're living together, the house has to be real big. And when I mean real big, I need to be calling you from the west wing. If you're over there on the east wing, I need a freaking walkie-talkie to call you. Oh, I'm over here in the west wing. Can you come over? That's how big I need the house to be for me to even think about wanting to live with a man. All up in my space, all up in my face. It depends on the gift. Someone said if your partner gives you a gift You're not gonna accept it because you think he may be trying to control you. In majority of the cases, yeah. If the gift is not something I asked for or something you know I need or want or actually like, give me the money to get my own stuff. We're not in like kindergarten anymore. This isn't like Christmas or whatever. Like, I'm a grown woman who need to get shit done. Part of my language, but for real. You know what I mean? And to each his own. But you don't think a girl like me, I get showered in gifts every day, every second. I have about 3 men subscribing flowers to my house. Just cause. Weekly flowers. Those are gifts. And I'm still not with them and I still don't care. So it's just like, I need y'all to understand that, you know? The gifts, you know, they just want to turn around and say how you're materialistic and turn around and say how you don't do this and that. You don't do nothing for them and all these things. It depends on the gift for me to be taking the gifts. As a real life it girl, I know that people, they'll get you gifts and they'll bring it to the witch doctor first. Yeah. They put their little charms on and their trinkets and their little witchcraft on it. Yeah. I don't want no jewelry. If I'm getting jewelry from a man, he has to go take me to the jeweler. And I pick what I want. I do this, I do that, and that's that. I don't like when people make, and then you're gonna realize too, when you get older, when you realize a man is always not giving you the option to pick your gifts for yourself, not giving you the option of choice. Oh, I got you this, I got you that. Oh, I got you this outfit because I thought it looked nice. What if you don't like it? What if you think it's ugly as all hell? Every time he brings you a gift, you're just gonna resent him. Like, why are you always getting everything that I just don't like, that I just find so ugly, like, that I have no interest in at all? But he'll feel like, oh, I still got you something, so be grateful. And it's just like, I'd be grateful if, you know? And then you have the, oh, it's the thought that counts, and oh, he went out his way to... It's all part of gaslighting. You'll realize, though, you rather have your own choices in life, because that's how it starts for them, trying to take away from your options, your choices, the things you rather prefer. That's how it starts. You get what I'm saying? If he wants to surprise me, I don't really like surprises unless it's a surprise party or something. That's it. I don't want no surprises. I want to know what I'm getting. I want to know how much. I want to know when. Like, I want to know what it looks like, feels like, sounds like, whatever. I'm not into the little other stuff with y'all be on. That's why y'all be getting played and dogged out and stuff. Like, that's not the move. If a man wants to gift, you let the gift be. Like I said, he can give you whatever it is you're asking for. You know what I mean? Unless he knows you like that, he knows what you like. That's the only way I'm allowing it. You have to know what I like. Like, you have to know what I got going on. You have to know what I'm into, my interests, my preferences. So when you bring me a gift, I'm not disappointed. I'm not impressed at the time. Things of that nature. So like, comment, subscribe, and hit that noti bell. Because if a mother comes in here and tries to say anything about my live stream, I'm turning all the way up. Yes, I am. So I just want to make that clear. Other than that, though, you know what I mean? Like, you would never want to be in a vulnerable position, basically. And never voluntarily surrender your entire life, your financial infrastructure, your status, your name, your resources, your platform, even to another person. Stop giving all these people game, men especially. Women love to say, oh, I sit up and kiki with my man and I gossip with my man and this and that. Like, you're giving him too much game, because when he's ready to flip it on you, it's just not the move, y'all. It's really not the move. You have to maintain your own accounts, your own identification, your own credit awareness. Even if you're in a marriage for 20 years, I don't care. Never let them get too much. For all of you, really. Your own important documentation and stuff. Your personal network. Like, your own emergency resources. Like, your intellectual assets and properties. I've made those mistakes. LOL, your man's going to have to bring you the gift. And there's exactly, now you're talking. There you go, Kennedy. There you go, Kenny. Now you're talking. But each girl is different, right? So some girls like surprises and they may do all that. But me, yeah, bring me the receipt with it. Because if I don't like it, that needs to go. It's just gonna piss me off even more. Not getting what I like and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, why it's never basically safe to announce your exit is what I'm going to speak on before I end this live stream. I hope y'all had some fun with me in here. But it's never safe to announce your exit when you realize, you know what, men really aren't the move, at least not for right now, like I said. Right now, you made the decision to focus on yourself, to master yourself, to build that legacy, you focusing on your goals and what you want to achieve. You put all that other stuff on the side, maybe even some friends and some family you put on the side. Maybe you left a job, maybe you know what I mean? And you made that choice for yourself. Maybe you're realizing your man's like not it and you're ready to level up even. It's never safe to announce your exit, all right? You should never assume it's safe to announce you're leaving either. This is gonna trigger people. It's gonna shake some people up. This is gonna, you know, that underlying anxiety, nervousness, that anxious feeling that people try to masquerade from being around your presence, from hearing your voice, all types of things, right? It can be life or death, okay? When you're a beautiful woman and stuff, say if you're even married, you just gotta leave like a thief in the night. Pack your things up some weeks in advance and get up out of there when that man is asleep or at work or something, because for someone dealing with a controlling, threatening, abusive, stalking, even violent partner, announcing the breakup basically is just going to set you up for failure. And it can sometimes increase the risk. We know that. So instead of, I'm leaving you tonight, or it's over, I'm breaking up, I'm leaving, and then you want to get all prideful and start bragging, oh, I'm going to go with this guy, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, I'm going to find me a new man, and I'm going to... Safety, preparation, support, secure resources, exit. Like, you have to really understand that, you know, you really have to make sure you're prepared for these types of things, or you'll just be running back to your abuser, you know. RTA, return to abuser. And then you already know that's when they're ready to finish you off. That's where they're going to take that opportunity to finish you off. So you want to make sure when you've gone forever. And that's usually after you've been through a lot of trauma and you've recognized the signs, the red flags, and you are realizing, like, yeah, I'd rather just level up, I'd rather just not get indulged with people who don't care about me, whatever the case is, and I'd rather just do what I gotta do to change my life, and I'll see the results of that, and I'll move forward accordingly. You know what I mean? You have to basically understand that depending on the situation, right? It may mean, like, you have to tell trusted people, you have to secure important documents, like I was saying earlier, all the things I've said earlier, right? Like, you have to make sure you're well prepared. You have to have somewhere safe to go. You can try to protect your accounts and your passwords and all that, but majority of the time, especially depending on how deep you are with someone, you gotta just change that or make all new. All right? You gotta document the threatening behavior, because listen, when people are really and truly out to get you, you're gonna have to have that evidence, honestly, because if anything, God forbid, was to happen, you know, at least you made it known, you made it clear, you let somebody know, you have accounts of certain things, timestamps, whatever. You gotta get that support. You gotta avoid confrontation at all costs, and avoid that by not seeking closure. Give yourself the closure. This should be the closure some of y'all need. Even you say, okay, this is my closure, I got that. Let me do what I have to do. Not, oh, let me meet up with you one more time and get this closure and do this and that and the third and understand certain things. So yeah. So like, comment, subscribe, hit that noti bell. It's getting awfully loud now because, you know, the gym is right there and people is getting busy. But just understand that you're not going to reveal every detail of your exit plan, your safety plan. Just make sure that you move accordingly. And that's the real level up, is staying away from men forever, really. The right man will provide your wants, needs, and recreation. I've had many of those in my life too. And some of them still got cut off. You wanna know why? Because it's deeper. The underlying trauma, the issues, the behavior, the pattern recognition. Sometimes you can't avoid it. So yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that noti bell.